Hey there, campers. It's your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, Camp Counselor 4, Cropsy's Corner. I hope everyone's having a blast with the Kings of Horror Summer Camp. It's a lot of fun, lots of cool stuff to do. Keep staying tuned to Kings of Horror YouTube channel and Discord so you can learn about all the events we have going on. Now, I wanted to make this intro to a video, so I have a YouTube channel called Your Friendly Neighborhood Uncle Pete. And I have a series on that channel called Nails in a Coffin, where I evaluate all the stupid decisions that people make in horror movies, like running upstairs instead of running outside. Well, about May of 2022, during the summertime, I covered The Burning, a fantastic movie, and of course, we are Cropsy's Corner. I want to share that video with everybody and pay attention. You may even need to know some of the nail ratings in that film. So I want to share with you now, this video was back in May 2022. I was still somewhat new to my channel, so not as comfortable in front of the camera as I am now. Hair's a lot shorter. I got glasses on back then, so I'm a lot older now as well. So quick little intro. I look a little different, sound a little bit different, but I hope you enjoy my Nails in a Coffin on The Burning and pay attention to those nail ratings. Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my series Nails in the Coffin, where we learn that with great kills, there must also come great nails. Today we're covering one of my favorite slashers that's come out in the 80s, The Burning. I actually picked this movie in my horror movie superlatives series for the most underrated horror movie to come out in 1981, as I really enjoyed this movie. And when this video goes out on May 8th, which is the date it was released 41 years ago in 1981. So timing could not be better. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video, and I really hope you enjoy The Burning. And let me know what you actually think of the movie in the comments down below. Some of the notable cast members in this movie, we have Brian Becker, who is in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Fisher Stevens, Holly Hunter, and Jason Alexander, who of course is famous from Seinfeld. This movie was directed by Tony Maylam, who also directed another very underrated horror movie to come out in the 80s, split second with Rutger Hauer. And you can find this movie for free to watch on Tubi. So everybody, thanks for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button, comment down below, and I would really love if you would also subscribe. I put a Nails in a Coffin video out every Friday, and my new series I'm collaborating with Carlin Cook, Horror Movie Superlatives, come out every Wednesday. So, thanks again. Everybody, sit back, relax, and let's put some nails in a coffin for The Burning. Cropsy has just been released from the hospital where he's been in the burn ward for the last 5 years as a result of a prank gone wrong by a bunch of campers. He gets released from the hospital. He's still horribly disfigured because all the skin grafts had not taken. Well, after he gets relieved, he goes to find this prostitute, and she takes him back to her small little apartment. But she hasn't seen what he looks like yet. Once they're inside her apartment, she turns the lamp on, she sees what he looks like, and she's really freaked out. She gets scared, and she's backing up to the window just saying, please leave, please leave. This obviously upsets Cropsy, and he goes to her and grabs her by the throat and starts choking her. She sees a pair of scissors down on a dresser, tries to grab him, but he grabs him first. He's got one hand around her throat, and he stabs her in the gut a bunch of times with the scissors, killing her. A first death in The Burning. I'm going to get the prostitute. Only one nail in the coffin. She kind of, I guess you could say she insulted Cropsy, but when you see what he looks like, you really can't blame her when she backed up because she was scared. He grabbed her by the throat, and she did grab for the scissors to defend herself, but he grabbed them first. But then she forgot she had arms because you don't see her trying to push him away, trying to get the arm from, out from around her throat, trying to stop him from stabbing her with the scissors. She doesn't claw his face, try and punch him, or really do anything. Yeah, I know she was scared and probably traumatized by it, but I didn't really see her do anything other than look down at the scissors. She just kind of froze. Yes, she was scared, but still, considering everything, sorry, I'm only going to give her one nail in the coffin. Karen is our next death in The Burning. During an overnight camping trip, she goes skinny dipping with Eddie. They're in the lake kissing and stuff, and Eddie gets a little bit too aggressive, and Karen's not having any of it, so she swims away, and Eddie's all pissed off. She gets out of the lake, and she can't find her clothes because Cropsy has taken them. So she's looking through the woods, and she's finding pieces of her clothes at a time, and she finds her underwear and her shirt. And as she's going to get dressed, Cropsy grabs her from behind and kills her by stabbing her across the throat with his large garden shears, which his weapon of choice for this movie. And the shots, this whole scene is in the dark and it's kind of difficult to see, but you just see enough. Like I said, he grabs her from behind as she's trying to get dressed and kills her with his garden shears. I'm going to award Karen 2 nails in a coffin. I like that she was smart, that she wasn't putting up with any of Eddie's crap when he was getting aggressive with her. She knew to swim away. It's not her fault that Cropsy had taken her clothes. She was going to try and find them. And as she was getting dressed, he grabbed her from behind, and she didn't have a lot of time to react because he just, quickly killed her with the garden shears. And like I said, she was surprised, didn't have a lot of time to react. But I do like that she was smart enough to at least get away from Eddie, so the woman did have some type of intelligence, and all that in consideration. Karen, I'm going to award you 2 nails in the coffin. Next, we have 5 quick deaths in the span of only like 30 seconds to a minute. We have Fish, Barbara, Woodstock, Eddie, and Diane are all on this makeshift raft trying to find a lost canoe. They see the lost canoe in the lake and they think it's empty. As they approach it, Cropsy jumps up with his garden shears in a really cool scene with a really great score behind it. And before these 5 guys really have much time to react, Cropsy kills all of them with the garden shears with some really great effects, compliments of Tom Savini, which you can never really go wrong. And he just slashes all of them in different ways. There's a really cool scene where he cuts off Woodstock's fingers before killing him. And there's a great scene where he kills Eddie, which is a similar kill to the way he killed Kevin Bacon in Friday the 13th. So you really see Tom Savini's effects here. So Cropsy, 5 quick kills in the span of only about 30 seconds or so. And he kills Fish, Barbara, Woodstock, Eddie, and Diane. I'm giving all 5 victims on the raft 1 nail in the coffin. Yeah, they were surprised by Cropsy when he jumped up and he started slashing really quick. But he did kill them one by one. And the others, when they saw one of their friends die, like Fish died first, all the others didn't do anything. Nobody jumped out of the lake. Nobody tried to stop him. Nobody did anything. They just all kind of waited in succession for Cropsy to attack him and kill him with the garden shears. And you even see Cropsy miss once or twice when his garden shears go into the wood of the raft, and nobody jumped out of the raft. Nobody tried to push him, shove him, get out of the way, or really do anything. They just all stood there, screamed, and died. So all 5 victims, Fish, Barbara, Woodstock, Eddie, and Diane, sorry guys and girls, you're each going to get 1 nail in the coffin. Our next death is Sally. Sally is in the woods with Glazer, and she made the poor decision to have sex with good old Minuteman Glazer. After they quickly finish the deed, Glazer goes to get some firewood. And Sally is sitting up. You can tell she's unsatisfied and really unhappy. As she's sitting there, Cropsy jumps out in front of her and tries to bring down the garden shears on her. But she does put up a fight by trying to push back on him. And, they're pushing back and forth. Cropsy pushing down on the shears. And Sally trying to push away, at least fight him off. But the screen cuts away, and then when Glazer returns, we find that Cropsy had killed Sally. I was on the fence with this one for Sally, but comparing her death to everybody else in the movie, I think it's fair to give Sally 3 nails in the coffin, because out of all the deaths in this movie, I think she put up at least the biggest amount of struggle or fight. All the other kills, they just kind of stood there and really didn't do anything. Sally saw she was in danger, and, she was pushing back on his shears, trying. She could have screamed for help because they were in, close vicinity of other people. But, like I said, considering all the other kills in this movie and how I normally rate 2 nail kills, when the person gets surprised, they don't have a chance, Sally at least did something. And comparing it to the other kills in this movie, I think it's fair that I'm going to give Sally 3 nails in the coffin. Glazer is next to die. He returns with the firewood and sees Sally's body in the sleeping bag. He doesn't know that she's dead yet. He cuddles up next to her in the sleeping bag, and as he pulls the sleeping bag back, right before he sees that Sally is dead, Cropsy surprises him and stabs the garden shears through his neck. He actually lifts Glazer up, and Glazer is kind of holding on to the shears as Cropsy is carrying him over to a tree and pins him next to a tree. And Glazer's pretty much dead from here because as soon as Cropsy removes the shears, it's too late for Glazer and he's now dead. I'm going to award Glazer 2 nails in a coffin. And it's got nothing to do, he is a very unlikable character, but he definitely deserves 2 nails in a coffin. He saw Sally in the sleeping bag, didn't know that she was dead. He was surprised when Cropsy stabbed him in the throat with the shears. But he did put up a struggle. He did, he held on for a while, holding on to the shears as Cropsy was, pinning him against a tree. You can see that Glazer was trying to pull them out or do something. But what I don't understand is how Glazer didn't see Cropsy, standing by the sleeping bag, or if he was laying in the sleeping bag next to Sally or whatnot. And Cropsy is a big guy in this movie. I don't know how Glazer didn't see him or feel him or do anything. He did put up a fight, but considering both of those things, Glazer putting up a fight, but him not even noticing Cropsy's body standing there with the shears, I'm going to go down the middle and give Glazer 2 nails in the coffin. Our final death in the movie is Cropsy. We're at the climax. Cropsy has Alfred in this shack, and Alfred's pinned to the wall with garden shears over his arm that he really can't get loose right now. Cropsy is having a fight with Todd. Todd is one of the camp counselors. Todd has an axe, and Cropsy has like a makeshift flamethrower. So they're having a fight, and Cropsy is able to knock Todd down, and he's about to kill him. But Alfred was able to free himself, and he stabs Cropsy in the back with the garden shears, like in the back of the neck, the upper back area, and Cropsy falls down to the ground. Todd and Alfred are about to walk away, and just like typical 80 slashers, the killer is not dead. Cropsy jumps back up and goes to attack them, but Todd is able to swing his axe, hitting Cropsy in the head, and kills him. And then before Todd and Alfred walk away, Todd grabs the makeshift flamethrower, catches Cropsy's body on fire, and the movie ends with the body of Cropsy burning. For our final death in the burning, I'm going to award Cropsy 2 nails in a coffin. Now, it did take a lot to kill him. He was horribly burned, 5 years ago, and he had all these scars. And he was able to knock Todd down in their battle and was about to kill them. But Alfred got freed and stabbed him in the back with the garden shears. If Cropsy hadn't wasted time trying to just pin Alfred to the wall, if he had just killed Alfred as soon as he had his hands on him, there's a chance Cropsy could have killed Todd and then Cropsy would not be dead. So he made a dumb mistake there. So that was a dumb mistake, but it did take a lot to kill him because he got back up after having those garden shears stabbed deep into the, in his upper back area, the back of his neck. So weighing both of those things, I think I'm going to be fair and go down the middle and give Cropsy 2 nails in a coffin. Like I said, he could have had 3 if he had killed Alfred right away, but he wasted his time on that, made a dumb decision, but it was hard to kill him. So down the middle, Cropsy, 2 nails in the coffin. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are all my nails in a coffin for 1981's The Burning. Here's a quick summary of all the nails awarded. The prostitute had 1 nail in the coffin. Karen, she had 2 nails in the coffin. All the kids on the raft, Fish, Barbara, Woodstock, Eddie, and Diane, each had 1 nail in the coffin. Sally, I gave her 3 nails in a coffin because when I compared her kill to all the other kills in this movie, she put up the biggest amount of fight, at least trying to push back on the garden shears, so I gave her 3 nails in the coffin. Glazer had 2 nails in the coffin, and Cropsy, our final kill in The Burning, I also gave him 2 nails in the coffin. So, getting the average for that, the overall average of nails in a coffin for The Burning is 1.5 nails. When I covered the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, I started my Golden Nail Awards, and I did the same thing with Urban Legend, and I want to keep that going. Now, The Burning is not a franchise, but I'm still going to give out my Golden Nail Awards for The Burning. The Golden 1 Nail Award, I'm going to award to Woodstock. Mostly because he's played by Fisher Stevens, and he was my favorite character in this movie. And it was really great special effects, and him to watch all of his fingers get cut off. It was really cool effect, really cool kill, and not much to go on with all these one nail kills, but Woodstock is definitely going to be awarded my golden one nail award. My golden two nail award goes to Glazer. He was surprised by Cropsy when he was checking on Sally in the sleeping bag, but he did put up a fight, having garden shears all go all the way through his neck. He was holding on to him as Cropsy, picked him up and, pinned him against a tree. He put up a good fight. Then again, he did make some dumb decisions. I don't know how he didn't feel Cropsy by the sleeping bag, but he was a tough guy, even though he was unlikable. So Glazer is going to get my golden two nails. And the winner of my golden three nail award, granted, it's by default because it was only one three nail kill, but I think Sally is deserving of her three nails, and she's deserving of the golden three nail award. She put up the biggest amount of fight when you compare her kill to all the other kills in this movie. She at least tried to push back on Cropsy and, not get killed by him. So Sally is going to be awarded my golden three nails. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button and comment down below on what you thought. If you agree or disagree on my nail ratings. Also, what do you think of The Burning? How do you compare it to other early 80s slashers? I love it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well. Well, next week I'm starting a very big franchise that I'm very excited to cover. And if you look at the date, I'm sure you can take a really good guess on what that franchise is, and I'm really excited to cover all those movies. It's a big franchise, and I plan on having a lot of fun covering it. Thanks again, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I put a new Nails in a Coffin video every Friday, and I have my collaboration video series with Carla Cook, my horror movie superlatives, out every Wednesday. We're getting really great feedback on that, and I appreciate everybody here checking out all those videos. Thanks again, everybody. Stay safe, stay happy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.